Almighty
शिरकत की तौफीक दी
enabled me to participate in Jalsa SAlana Germany and Belgium, and as those who watch MTA in the whole world, you would have seen and other people would have seen that both the Jalsas, both the annual gatherings, they were full of blessings. In Germany, the Jamaat is big, and for many years, Hazrat Khalifatul Massih rahimahullah ta'ala used to participate in Jalsa SAlana Germany, and then I am participating in that. In this respect, the Jamaat in Germany, now the administration of the Jamaat is is organized to a great extent. The guests from outside, they come in large number, and the surrounding countries of the Eastern Europe, apart from those people from some other countries, the people come to attend this Jalsa. This year, some countries from Africa, they also participated in the Jalsa in Germany. And like always, just as it happens by the grace of Allah Almighty in every Jalsa, the participants from other countries, they took a very good impression of our Jalsas, our gatherings, and they also expressed that. So in Germany and also in Belgium, those who participated in the Jalsa, they have mentioned this point. Their good impressions and feelings about the Jamaat they have expressed. The arrangements of the Jalsa and the general atmosphere of the Jalsa, they greatly appreciated that we have come to know after coming over here. Or those people who have been coming before they came again, they have mentioned that your gatherings, they indicate that what is the real teaching of Islam, we come to know through that. And nowadays the media, as the media against the presenting a picture against Islam, which is extremely horrible picture, and the real teaching of Islam and the action of the true Muslims, that is just the opposite to that. By participating in these gatherings, all the workers and every officer, and rather to each and every Ahmadi, they observe all of them minutely that what are their actions. If the teaching is good, but the people who believe in that teaching, their actions are not good, so then this teaching, the good impression is not there in that case. So in this respect, all the volunteers of Jalsa, as I have mentioned many times before, the workers, volunteers and the participants, they are participating in a quiet type of tabligh. From the minds of the non-Muslims, the wrong feelings which they have in their mind and reservations they have, they are removing all that. And in the minds of Muslims, the so-called ulama, the wrong propaganda they have done, and they have created a lot of misunderstandings, they are removing all those. People say to us that Ahmadis, God forbid, are not Muslims. They do not recite kalima. They do not believe the Holy Prophet ﷺ as the last prophet. They don't believe in his being Khatmun Nabiyyin. But they allege so much that their Holy Quran is separate. But when they meet the Ahmadis and they look at the atmosphere of the Jalsa, many Muslims, all these misunderstandings, they are completely removed. And these people do mention this, the Muslims who came to Jalsa SAlana in Germany, they did mention from Arabian countries, from Pakistan, from other countries, those who came, they mentioned this. And similarly, the workers who have been performing various duties, they appreciate their work, the participants appreciate that, and their attitude they praise. In Belgium Jalsa, by the grace of Allah, they were able to see all these things, and that Jalsa was also full of blessings and very successful, despite the fact that the community is small, and despite the fact that there, the more than the members of the Belgium Jamaat, the guests were more in number, as I have mentioned in the concluding address over there. They have done very nicely. They took control of all these things. I participated in the Jalsa after 14 years. So in this respect, they were very much worried that because they don't have the experience, they were worried about the arrangements. But they all made very good arrangements, mashallah, by the grace of Allah. And all the non-Muslims who came, although they were not very many, but they appreciated the arrangements of the Jalsa, and in the arrangements of the Jalsa, they fully appreciated that. And the actions of the Jamaat and the efforts to establish the peace, they generally appreciated that and praised. So Jamaat, wherever it is and whosoever these people are, by the grace of Allah, they are always creating a good impression on the non-Muslims, and their functions become a means of tabligh. So every member of the community, they should always keep this point in mind, that the promised Messiah, ﷺ, when we come into his bath, if we initiate at his hand, then they, all the Ahmadis, how much they are in need of improving their quality of behavior and actions. Every meeting and every gathering, wherever it takes place, it leaves a great impact on those people who participate. Today, the Khuddamul Ahmadiyya Ijtima is starting today. With this reference, all those participants, the Khuddam, I would like to remind all of them that their attitudes should be very good, and they should be such that the people in that area, they should be getting a very good and nice impression of that. Allah Almighty bless their Ijtima as well. And despite the weather conditions, some worries and anxieties are there. Allah Almighty may remove all those, and Allah Almighty make the weather nice. Now in both these Jalsas, the workers who have been working there, I would like to thank in Germany and Belgium both, that they, according to their abilities and trainings, they serve the guests in Jalsa SAlana, and similarly all the participants and all the Ahmadis, they should be thankful to that. People from various temperaments and from various areas, those who gather there and offer them for the service of the guest of the promised Messiah ﷺ. In Belgium, the workers, the number was very small, but despite that, as I said, very nicely they performed their duties. In this respect, similarly, the workers, they should be thankful to Allah Almighty, that Allah Almighty enabled them to serve, and for future they have to prepare themselves that all the weaknesses or shortcomings which have been there, they should ponder over that and think themselves and see how they can improve those things. Particularly the administration, the officers, they have to scrutinize and evaluate something. They have to check their plannings and all the weaknesses. The red book which is there, they have to write it down there, so that these things should not be repeated again. Regarding the workers in Germany, and this complaint used to come that there was no smile on their face when they do, and they don't treat the performing the duties, they don't have a good attitude, their attitude is harsh. And this year, regarding this aspect, there is very good report about them, and they should try to improve it further in future years. One mistake I would like to point out, and that was in the men's side. In one session there was a poem recited, Mera Ghar, my home. With the style of reading that poem was wrong. Our stage is not the stage of dramas, that we should recite the poems in that way. We have to follow our traditions and we have to keep them in mind, and such a way of reciting the poems should not be there, which are different from our traditions. And secondly, in those who make the program, they should always keep in mind that in the sessions of the Jalsas, with the poems which are recited, they are the poems of the promised Messiah ﷺ, or the Khulafas, and other poems should not be recited. So they have to pay special attention. The officer Jalsa SAlana, I reminded him about that. And after that, I would like to present the comments of some guests which indicate that the blessings of Jalsa SAlana is not only good for the Ahmadis but also the non-Ahmadis. They get very good impression. Imam of a mosque in Bosnia, non-Ahmadi mosque, he came and he attended the Jalsa. Before the Jalsa, in one Tabligh session, he said that I want to investigate about the community myself, so that on my personal knowledge I can have my good candid opinion about the Jamaat. He is a very open-hearted person. So that is why he came and attended the Jalsa. He was given the invitation. And after spending some time, he says that after spending some time among the Ahmadis, I have come to this conclusion that you are the people who are the people who are presenting the teaching of Islam truly. He observed the whole proceeding of the Jalsa carefully, and after that, along with the members of the group, they were taken to see the Jamia Ahmadiyya in Germany. He said, after seeing the Jamia, that we are very sad that the Muslims in their education of religion, they are very backward. But while I saw in the program of the Jalsa, I saw while the Imam of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya gave awards and prizes to those, the certificates were given to those who achieved the distinction, and the members of the Jamaat, they are very actively participating in this field. Secondly, after visiting Jamia Ahmadiyya, I came to know, I felt it very strongly, that Jamaat Ahmadiyya, following the institution of Khilafat, how they are organized, and they are working very hard in an organized way under the direction of Khilafat, and how they are improving in this field. And the status which the Muslims have lost, they are doing their best to re-establish it. And then he also came to see me, and he said that I want to read Brahim Ahmadiyya and Tazkira. I said, instead of reading Tazkira, you read the philosophy of the teachings of Islam and Dawatul Amir. You will get more introduction about it, regarding the claim of the promised Messiah and other details. And regarding the knowledge and the true perception of the promised Messiah, and also the divine helps given to the promised Messiah, you will get more information about that. Then, in the delegation from Bosnia, there was a lady, Umrah Sahiba. She said that for the first time, I have attended a Jalsa, and I have met the Khalifa of the time. During the days, and the Jalsa days passed very quickly, we didn't realize. I wish that these days may be longer. I wish that I participate in all the Jalsas in future. A week, the person having a weak sight from Montenegro, he says that my eyesight is weak, but participation in Jalsa, I have seen everything with the eyes of my heart. And I am fully satiated. I am going in that condition. The place where I belong to, their religion and faith, people are far away. What is spirituality? They do not know anything about that. But during the Jalsa, I felt that God is there and present, and His blessings are creating in the form of peace and tranquility and harmony. And I have also partaken from that. This year in Jalsa Germany, 56 members from Bulgaria they came. 31 were non-Ahmadis. They also came to see me. One lady from this delegation, Krilka Sahiba, describing her comments, she says that I attended the programs. I have many attended, but there was spiritual atmosphere in Jamaat Ahmadiyya Jalsa. It was very quiet, very peaceful, which will be means of peace for the rest of my life. And there was respect in the hearts of the people for us, and we could see the level of their belief from their eyes, what sort of people they are. The speeches of the Khalifa of the time, they impressed me very much. During this speech, I was continuously crying, and I felt that as if a new life is starting. I will try my best that the rest of my life is spent in the light of these teachings. I am grateful to you that I was able to benefit from this spiritual atmosphere. So these people, those who do not know Ahmadiyyat, by coming over here, they benefit from that. They are impressed, and it becomes very useful for them. A Christian lady, Kirisima Saiba, she says that I participated with my husband and children. Such organized hospitality I haven't seen. The respect of parents and regarding the training of children, I have learned so many things. I will make it a part of my life. As the men were respecting the ladies, I was very much surprised. In Christianity, so much respect for the ladies I haven't observed. And with thanks, I pray for you. So this is a lesson for the men, that not only during Jalsa, the respect for the ladies should always be there in their hearts, and according to that which Allah Almighty has taught us. Muhammad Yusuf Sahib, a Muslim friend, he participated in Jalsa. He says that for the first time I have attended this Jalsa, the things which I heard against the Jamaat, the atmosphere of the Jamaat, my heart has been completely cleansed against that. Everywhere Quran and Hadith, their teaching was being followed, and love for all, hatred for none, that really impressed me very much. There was peace everywhere, particularly during the speeches of Khalifa of the time. I decided during the Jalsa that now I should enter into Ahmadiyyat. All of my personal difficulties were there, but when I participated in the Jalsa, so all these personal problems, they are removing now. Now I am going to join the community. And a person from Latvia, the delegation mentions a medical student from there. He came, he said that participation in the Jalsa SAlana in Germany is a matter of great honor for me. I felt that Jalsa is a gathering of all those people who have got their firm faith and satisfied souls, and people of brotherhood. And this was something surprising for me, that how everyone so devotedly, they were listening to speeches and they were busy in their work. And it was a great honor for me to meet the Khalifa of the time. He mentioned regarding the immigrants to Germany and regarding Islam, all the doubts and the fear that was in the heart of the people. He explained that, and I was very happy that Jamaat Ahmadiyya is spreading the message of peace and harmony in the world. And in German society, it is emphasizing on the welfare and kindness to people. In Latvia, a non-Ahmadi Pakistani is there. He is doing his master there. He also attended the Jalsa. He says that last month I have come from study visa to Latvia for study. I was given the invitation to go, which after a bit reluctance I accepted. When I arrived in Jalsa, then looked at the administration, I was surprised because there were so many people, and the administration workers, they were handling all the people beautifully. In the Jalsa, many people, there were a lot of people, and many were those who belonged to other countries. They were non-Muslim guests, and all of them have been invited so that they can come and see the religion of Islam themselves. So much love, respect and honor I haven't seen in hospitality. I haven't seen in my life as much as I saw there. And I felt it very nicely that all the non-Muslims, they are getting very good impression. And they would try to come to accept Islam, as I am not an Ahmadi. Therefore, in my heart as well, there were some misunderstandings which are there always in the heart of the non-Ahmadis. When I heard these speeches and saw what was written there, and when I offered the prayer, I didn't find any difference. And this is what we do, and the Ahmadis are doing. The kalima is there, kalima, Quran, and their faith, everything is there. And the most important thing is Khatm Nubuwwat, on which I was, I'm thinking that now I am forced to think that whether I should declare my sect as good or I should declare that the Ahmadi sect is right. So this is the greatest benefit that I have by sitting in Ahmadi's people. I have seen everything with my eyes, I have heard with my ears. So now I will investigate and think and ponder myself, and what is the difference and what is Khatm Nubuwwat. And I liked the speech of the Khalifa of the time, particularly the speech on the last day. I liked it very much. And other Muslims simply talk. And these few days of my life, they were very good. Other Muslims simply talk and they spread hatred. But here I saw the peace and respect. There were some non-Muslim friends. They were very much impressed from the attitude of these people, which is being given by the Ahmadiyya Jamaat. They were greatly impressed by that. The administration team of every time, they showed love and respect and honor to all and guided us. And they managed such a beautiful, large gathering very beautifully. So I thank from the depth of my heart. Latvia, from the university student lecturer, he also came there, and he said that the fact of the matter is, the truth is that when I decided to attend this gathering, I was a bit apprehensive and fear. But when I saw the security of the Jalsa, that I felt that nobody cannot give any harm to any participant. So this is by the grace of Allah, that Allah Almighty is doing all the arrangement, and it's not our security that does. But anyway, I appreciate the security arrangement in the Jalsa, and despite the fact that Sri Lankan guest which I have, and they are followers of Buddhism, and these people, and regarding religion of Islam, they do not know much. And the Jalsa gave me the real teaching of Islam. And regarding other Islamic groups, they told me, and also the Ahmadiyya sect, and the difference between other groups, they explained the difference. The best thing I got from this meeting is that Ahmadiyya Jamaat is a loving community. I very much appreciate that. I am surprised to see the management ability of your community. This clearly gives indication that you are guiding the people in the right direction. One student from Latvia, Zaruri, she say, and she participated in an Islamic program for the first time. I liked everything very much. Food, drink, and people were good mannered, and the people on the duty, the ladies always had a smile on their face. There was more complaint from the ladies that, and she said that Lijna was always having a smile on the face, and they dealt nicely. And they were always busy in cleaning the atmosphere. That is also something very good. I felt myself very comfortable. I know that I remember this thing, that when I saw the Khalifa of the time, and when I say that in the men's marquee, all the people they had put their hand on the shoulder of the person in front of them and doing the bath. By participation in this conference regarding Islam, my views have completely been reformed, and I was very happy that there are some people who wish all the welfare for the mankind. Another lady in Latvia group, she said, and the rest of the time I spent in Lejna Marke. Sitting among the men, I was feeling shy, and I was surprised that I am not having a scarf on my head. So this thing should be giving a credibility and trust to the Ahmadi ladies that they should be covering their heads. And this Christian lady is feeling ashamed that why I sat in among the men and why I sat there without the scarf and covering on the head. And Kosovo, there is a lawyer came. He says that after looking at the arrangement of Jalsa, I feel that everybody is completely lost in the obedience to Khilafat. And this obedience is because of the love of this person, the Khalifa of the time. They are all in love, and they say that he says that I had the opportunity of meeting you. All people are linked together. In Kosovo, there are meetings like that. But after attending in this meeting, I felt something different, and I felt it differently, that all types of people, color and creed, they participate, and according to their need and requirement, they are looked after. He is not an Ahmadi Vakil, a lawyer and there was a professor from Kosovo. He says, Harbour Sahib, that this is something unbelievable for me, that so many people gathering in one place and to fulfill their requirements. How is it possible? And I participated in the Jalsa and looked at all the arrangements, that how everything is going very fine in an orderly fashion, and the needs of the people are met. And for every person, there was a person appointed. I went to Langar, the kitchen. I met a person who has been peeling the onions for the last 22 years, and he has got the same knife to use. And he said that I have kept this knife for 22 years because Hazrat Khalifatul Massih has used, and he touched this knife. So he was greatly impressed in that respect. From Georgia, 36 people and delegation of that came, and 2 priests, 2 muftis, Shia and Sunni leaders, and 30 members were there. So this delegation, Imam of the non-Ahmadi mosque, Temur Sahib, he mentions that I am Imam of a mosque in Georgia, and at the invitation of Ahmadiyya Jamaat I came here. I have learned so many things about Islam which I didn't know before. And then he says regarding me, they say that I would remember his one sentence, that it is our responsibility that we should help the mankind. Islam is a religion of peace alone. And here I came to know the real teaching of Islam. Another lady says that because of the arrangement of Jalsa, I would like to thank each and every worker. Then another lady, she says that today I participated in ladies program, and I was surprised that the ladies, how they are managing all the things. It was greatly surprising. Security check was done by ladies, and I liked everything, all the arrangement. I am thankful to you. Then she says, I saw the ladies program. This was surprising for me, that the Talim and Tarbiyat aspect of the ladies is well taken care. And the greatest thing is that Khalifa of the time, he was distributing the awards to the ladies as well, educational awards. And another person says, from Georgia, he is a Muslim. He is the chairman of a Muslim organization. Attending this Jalsa was a great honor for us. I have felt here spirituality and brotherhood, Islamic brotherhood. It was a great opportunity that we came, and we benefited from it. Another person, Muhammad Akbar Sahib, he says that I have been listening from childhood that Mahdi would come, who would change the whole world. And we are waiting for that person to come. First time I am listening that Mahdi for which we are waiting, that came and passed by. And now the system of his caliphs is there. I will study this Jamaat literature, and I am sure that I will be satisfied by that. Bishop Sahib, he came here as well. He also mentioned his comments, and he was greatly impressed by that Jalsa. He was the bishop in blue clothing, and bishop, the priest of a church who is very active in welfare activities. He said, I am a Christian. By coming to your Jalsa, I get a spiritual charge by going there. And freshness I feel. This charging will be helpful to me throughout the year. He has been come before. So I come and go back fully charged spiritually, and that helps me throughout the year. And not only the village where he comes from, but also among the circle, the Jamaat of Ahmadiyya the message has been given to these, and ways are being opened. From Hungary, a person, Varaga Sahib, he works in refugee camp. He says that Jalsa is such an opportunity, as a person is seeing something very big, and sometimes one shivers inside by looking at such a huge gathering. And when you raised slogans, it appears that if the Imam is going to give you any command, you will do immediately. And in the beginning, I felt a little bit of fear, because not such a big gathering. Even if 100 people, within 1 hour, they start fighting. But peaceful gathering of thousands of people, I haven't seen it before. Another camp, the financial director of financial matter from refugee camp says that after seeing the arrangements, that how can you manage so much huge expense? So she was told about the arrangement of the contribution in the financial system in Jamaat. She was surprised. She said, Jalsa is something which makes a person feel light in his heart. She is not Ahmadi, she is not Muslim. And she is saying that by participating in this gathering, as if a person has been cleansed from inside and feeling very light. Just in the beginning, as a child is afraid of taking bath, but that is very good. So that is the similar situation by those people who attend this Jalsa. So this, as I said, that this Jalsa is greatly affecting the non-Ahmadis. In Hungary delegation, somebody from Yemen was there. She said that I participated in the Jalsa, and at that time she was greatly excited. Next day, when she listened to that address in Ladies Marquee, and then there was that she heard in the Men's Marquee. I was happy in Ladies Marquee. She said, I was very happy there, take me back there. After the visit to Jamia, she saw the library and basic Islamic literature there. She said that everything was very properly done, and also the building of the Jamia. Pointing out to that, she said that this verse has been written very Washakatil Arzo Benure Rabbeha. This verse is very beautifully written at a proper place. And then from Macedonia, 83 people from there, they participated in the Jalsa, and 50 people, they came by bus after traveling 2,000 miles in 34 hours, and other people came through various means. All the participants, 21 Ahmadis and 29 non-Ahmadi Muslims and 14 Christians. And Mir was a big city, was also there. And 4 journalists related to TV, they recorded the various pictures here and recorded the interview, and they are going to prepare a documentary for their television. There were 3 people who were mutually friend, and one was the professor of IT, 3 professors. His name was Ladini. He says that the administration of the Jalsa and Makhdunia in Ahmadis and Makhdunia, and the Ahmadi people, I am thankful to them. On their invitation I attended and the proper Islamic teaching was being demonstrated. Although I have heard about the community and about the caliphs and so many things against the community I have heard, but now I have got the answer to all these things. I have seen the Khalifa of the Jamaat, and I heard from him, and I learnt a lot of knowledge. The things which he has mentioned, I am greatly impressed by that. And he says that after listening to what the Khalifa said, my firm faith is that all people of the world, if they follow, the people are going to follow which Allah Almighty has sent to the people, and message of peace be from me to all of you. And Lithuania, 50 people came, a delegation came, 40 were non-Ahmadis and 10 Ahmadis. One lady says that during the Jalsa we felt as if I am a part of the Jamaat. This meeting teaches us the lesson of equality and brotherhood and kindness to other, and that can be seen. From Lithuania, there is a person from there. He says that I am a writer, Geronimos, and here I came to learn about Islam, the unity of God, which was the lesson, which was given by the Khalifa, that I was greatly impressed. And then he said that not only the worship, but also one has to please God Almighty. And Allah, this point has won my heart. So regarding the Jamaat, when I go back, I will write the article, and in the magazine, and one special edition will be published. I know very well that by doing so, I will face some opposition, but I would like to side with the truth. I am very happy, very contented, very satisfied, and for you, all of you, and for the prayers, I am full of prayers and good wishes for all the community. Tajikistan, a non-Ahmadi came, Rahim Sahib by name. He's a politician. He said, first time I have attended the Jalsa, and I have seen the Jamaat from close, and all the feelings of all the members is there. They are working day and night. In the meeting with the Khalifa of the time, all the questions which were in my mind, I got the answers to that. And after sitting close to him, the Jamaat has got the answer to everything. And in this age and time, and a very comprehensive answer was given regarding the condition of the Muslim these days. And I feel that Jamaat Ahmadiyya it can gather all the Muslim Ummah. I feel this Jamaat is very sincere. And the Jalsa and the very pleasant meeting with the Khalifa, I will always remember that. From Tajikistan, a lecturer from university, she says that the Jalsa and looking at the arrangement, I was very happy. Hospitality and cooperation, example I have seen for the first times. And Jamaat Ahmadiyya has got the freedom here. And the address of Khalifa at the time to the Lajna is the answer to the problems today. I wish that all the people should act according to that. I also had the opportunity of meeting with the Imam of the Jamaat, and before the meeting I thought that he is only a religious person and his information will not be there, and I got a lot of information from him. And he has rightly pointed out that the media is creating this disorder in the world, and the media is involved in this. If the media wishes, they can play the role of peace. My good wishes are with the community and with all the members of the Jamaat. From a big city from Senegal, somebody came from there who was the he was representative as the community. He also gave some present to me on the stage. He said that I have done bath to my Khalifa, but the example of the bath that I have seen here, that I haven't seen anywhere in my life. When he was saying this, he became very emotional and there were tears in his eyes. He said that we also have a caliph, but the love with Khilafat that I have seen here, such example, such demonstration of love, I haven't seen before, and nor I have seen this extreme love with the Khilafat. Today I have realized that how the companions, they used to do at that time, the passion and the love that people show, that indicated that if there is certain indication from the Khalifa, there is no one who would desist. And this much love and devotion I have seen. And we also have a meeting of our own 3 years. When the Khalifa comes, nobody sits there quietly. And but here, when the Khalifa comes, then all people, they sit very quietly and they are ready to listen what the Khalifa has to say. And I have not seen this thing in any sort of meeting, religious or else or otherwise. On the occasion of Jalsa, the third day there was a bath. There the people who did the bath, the 42 people joined. There were newcomers, and they related to 17 nations. From Albania, a person, Bark Sahib, says that I was strongly opposed to Ahmadiyya. My brother and my friend, they have joined the community, but I was trying my best that my Ahmadi should have bad feeling about the community. But now finally we agreed that we both pray, and whosoever is true, he will win. He said that continuous prayer. After that I felt that first let me go and see the Jalsa and the Khalifa of the time, that so that whatever I decide, it should be not incomplete, rather it. And I attended the Jalsa last year, so I was satisfied to some extent, but still there were some reservations. So then the time of decision came, and the Khalifa of the time, when I saw his face and when I looked at that, so immediately all my enmity, hatred and rancor that went away. Now there is no room for me to deny. So after came back, I filled the bath form. Now this time when I have come, and I have been able to do the bath personally, and he says that there was a difficulty in my way, that my fiancée was not Ahmadi, so I brought her here, and my fiancée, when she listened to the address of the Khalifa in the lady side, she immediately decided to become Ahmadi. And she said that the Jamaat, which has got so much Khalifa, so loving Khalifa, and all the blessings have we have received from one person which other Muslims do not have, and now we will soon get married as an Ahmadis. Jalsa SAlana Germany, the media coverage, the report is international media, writer, European news agency, Sidonia, 3 journalists, and Lithuania, Israel, and some online papers representatives were there. On national level, 4 TV stations and radio representative was also there. Apart from that, agencies of various radios, and 2 TVs, 2 radios, local level, and online newspaper representative were there. And collectively, on the 3 days of the Jalsa SAlana, the coverage was there. 4 TV channels, 2 radios, and 46 newspaper, more than 6 million people, more than that, they got the message, and the articles news are coming. Media coverage from the Jalsa SAlana Belgium. Here, very comments they were received, which have not been collated, but they will be included in the report of Majid Sahib later on. The media coverage, and Belgian TV and 3 newspaper, and 2 million people they got the message of the. And with reference to Jalsa, the reports were published, and some people in Dilbik, the area, and it's not a small town. 46,000 is the population. So some people telephoned. It's becoming a big city, and it has increased quite a lot. And some people they are surprised that 4,000 Muslims are there in Dilbik, and we do not know that where the 4,000 people are there. It is for them there should have been some disorder, but they say that 4,000 people were there, Muslims were there, and we didn't know, and we did not. No inconvenience was caused, and no noise was there. And then MT Africa in various countries, in African countries, the TV channels they broadcast the Review of Religions also started a program online. Through that as well, 2 million people, 2 million people, they got the proceeding of the Jalsa. The comments of the people are so many, and some details of the newspapers which depict the true picture of Islam and present it to the world, and the people are coming to know. Allah may make these comments and the results of the Jalsa long lasting. After the prayer, I am going to lead the Janaza prayers. The first one is of Sayyid Hazrat Massih of Canada. On 27th August, at the age of 92, he passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. The Sahabi of the Promised Messiah, Hadhrat Dr. Shafi Ahmad Sahib, Muhakkik Delvi, and Sayyida Tahir Sahiba Begum Shafi. He was daughter of son of that. He was a Musi. He was among the such people who came first of all, and he in Canadian media, and he introduced the community and again he raised the voice against the persecution of Ahmadis in Pakistan, and for the rights of all the minorities. He was work dedicated. Human Right and Race Relations Center. He was the in New Canada is the founder of religion. He wrote several books. In 1982, on Canadian TV, Rogers Channel, he started presenting programs about the community, and for the first time in the world, 12 December 1982, and the pictures of the Promised Messiah and Caliphs, and he had the opportunity of presenting all these things on the in 85-86. He was the editor of Ahmadiyya Gazette. In human rights, in the service, the government, Canadian government, started a postage stamp in his name, and various organizations gave him various awards and prizes. Canada Jamaat, he was National Secretary for External Affairs. In 88, for the immigrants, Muslims, for their rights, he started a newspaper of New Canada. Through the editorials, he appealed to the government regarding the rights of the new immigrants. In this newspaper, he used to mention the Ahmadiyya views, and he was a very bold journalist, and he played that role. And similarly, he also, the books of the Promised Messiah, the introduction of the books, he has presented, and he compiled. It's also a very intellectual effort. Allah Almighty raise his status and have mercy upon him. And the second janaza of the Mubarakah Shaukat Sahiba, who was Hafiz Qudratullah Sahib, former missionary of Holland and Indonesia. On 8th September, at the age of 94, she passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Babu Abdul Latif Sahib's daughter, and she got married in 1940 to Hafiz Sahib, Hafiz Qudratullah Sahib, who was Waqf-e Zindagi, devotee of life, and a pioneer missionary. And this relationship continued for 53 and 20 years of that area is that period is when Hafiz Sahib was on the field of Tabligh, because in the field of Tabligh, and he was away from the country, and she looked after the training and the education of the children all alone. And the old Ahmadis, they have given great services, and 20 saal, 20 years, 15 years they have lived. She was very pious, full of prayer, and she was used to teach the Quran to children, and helping the people who were very needy. He was offering tahajjud prayer regularly, and always actively participating in religious duty. And her relationship with Khilafat was very in Catalan language. The translation of the Holy Quran published by the Ummah, the whole community, the expense of all that she presented from her, and from the Hafiz Sahib and family, and also for the building of the mosque in Indonesia. One son, Azizullah Sahib, and 3 daughters. Allah Almighty enable them to continue His good things and have mercy and kindness upon him. Ataul Mujir Rashid Sahib, she was the auntie of him. The third janaza is Chaudhry Khalid Saifullah Sahib, Naib Amir of Australia Jamaat, 16 of September. He passed away at the age of 87. In Allahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. His Ahmadiyyat came into his family through his grandfather, Gil Manch, district Gurdaspur. Through him the Ahmadiyyat came, who in 1890 in the youth he accepted Ahmadiyyat on the hand of the promised Messiah, Chaudhry Muhammad Khan Sahib. He had the honor that the message of Ahmadiyyat was that he got directly from the promised Messiah. It was he went to Qadian, and when he went to Qadian, that they decided they went to Masjid Aqsa to offer the prayer, and the prayer had finished. Hazrat Masih was coming out. He met them, and the promised Messiah sat down there, and when they offered the prayer and then asked them that, have you got my message? They said no. So there is no announcement. We have read that the promised Messiah والسلام, took him with them into the room, and there was a literature in the cabinet, Almirah, and all the people who are well educated take these books for them, and there were only 3 or 4 of them. I took 14 or 15 copies of the literature, and there was an Elan announcement of his claim, and I took that and read it and very greatly impressed. And Sekhwa village, these people, Hadhrat Mian Jamaluddin Sahib and Mian Kharuddin Sahib used to live. He was familiar with them, so he took to them. After reading this literature, he went to there, and he said, we have believed, so you also accept that. So Chaudhry Muhammad Khan Sahib, Sekhwan, he went straight to Qadian, and he did the bath, and the application was given and accepted, and he came back after doing the bath. And after one day, it so happened that Chaudhry Muhammad Khan Sahib, Hazrat Masih Maud, he was within the company of the promised Messiah. He said that, please give me some sort of way of prayer that it should improve my life and the hereafter. The promised Messiah some says that our wazifa is that you offer the prayer nicely and seek forgiveness of your sins, seek repentance from Allah. And after that, once he was serving the promised Messiah, he was pressing his body, legs, and he said that istighfar and Durood Sharif, these 2 things should be recited extensively. Hazrat Mirza Bashir Ahmad Sahib has also mentioned this tradition. Chaudhry Khalid Saifullah Sahib, And regarding in connection with his employment wherever he was, the first things I have mentioned that was regarding his grandfather, Khalis Saifullah Sahib, wherever he lived. He was serving the Jamaat work, doing the duties, and Sadr members standing committee for the Sala Jubilee. He was the Constitution Committee of Khudam Ahmadiyya, General Secretary Jamaat Ahmadiyya Faisalabad, Financial Secretary Ahmadiyya Engineer Association, and Sadr Halka Civil Line Lahore, and he stayed in Tarbela. Amir bin Ghazi, Libya, Amir Jamaat Libya, Ansarullah Australia, President of Ansarullah, and then Naib Amir Australia, and Mahmud Bengali Sahib. After his demise, he was officiating Amir. He was honored to do that. He had a very exceptional attachment and loyalty with Khilafat. There are so many other services. Anyway, he spent a very full life. He was a scholarly person, and in newspapers and the publications his articles used to be published, but very modest, very humble, and always having a smile on his face, and very peaceful person. Allah Almighty may exalt his station, and he was a Musi, and 3 daughters and 2 sons he has left behind. And first eldest son Muhammad Khalis Sahib is here in UK, and Sadr Halka is the President Halka Morden. Ahmad Umar Khalid is National Secretary of Waqf Jadid in Australia. Allah Almighty, he has also got some daughters. Allah Almighty enable all the children to continue his example in goodness. Ameen.